Hi guys, welcome to the Barber vlog. This is how you draw eyes. First you start with a triangle. For beginners, this is like the perfect base shape. Then you do a circle. Then you start rounding off the triangle to make it look like a more eye shaped, maybe like an almond. Then you can erase your guidelines, and it's already starting to look like an eye already. Then we do the lines of the eye. Many people have a lot of different eye shapes, so if you're doing a reference, you should also try to make it look according to the reference. If you're going to draw an eye, it's important if you're doing a reference it looks like the person, or it will throw the drawing off. Then I started doing eyelashes in different directions and tinier ones. Then I also did the bottoms. I also made like strokes under the line to make it look like it was coming out from the eye. Then I just made them more lashes and I made them even darker and longer. Make sure to like and subscribe. We are trying to get to 50,000 subscribers. The goal is 100,000 by the end of this year. So everyone please like and subscribe and check out more of my videos. So then we started just coloring. I used my kneaded eraser and I made it lighter so I could color. So basically this is a beginner's tutorial. So I basically used my alcohol markers and I just colored around the area. Then I took a dark brown because we are doing brown eyes. We're doing 4 different types of eyes. Then I used one color and I used like a dark brown base. Here is where the magic starts working. Then I used a slightly lighter brown. You're probably gonna be like, well, Barbara, that's not gonna look right because that's not blended. Then you use the lighter one and you should go on top of the darker one. And then it kind of like blends because you make sure it's not all the way dry. You make sure it's wet so it will blend in more. Blending colors, you just use the lighter color and layer on top. You don't want it to be too different from each other because it's gonna be even more difficult to blend and it might seem unnatural. But I usually go from darker to lighter colors, which I think is more easy. Then you just color in the pupil of the eye. Comment down below if you're following along. Share this video. And when you're mastering your art for eyes, usually when I'm drawing eyes, it takes me like 5 minutes, not even lying, to draw an eye. But to color it, maybe that adds like another 5 minutes, so it takes me like 10 minutes to draw an eye. Again, I have been drawing for quite a long time, so the more you draw, the easier it is and the less time it takes. I then used a gray and I started shading in some darker areas. Same with the black, I darkened some areas and I made the eyelashes darker. Then I used a white to blend. Sometimes it takes a while to blend and get it right, and your hand might feel sore. It's good to use your gray like really lightly. It didn't blend very well, so I used my white Posca marker. Then I used this like magenta color to make like, you know, like the red parts in your eye, like the blood. Then I used a slightly darker shade of the skin tone and I made the lines. Anyways, that's how you make a brown eye. The next one I did the same triangle shape. The triangle shape is like a go-to for making an eye. I made this a different eye shape because I know everyone has different eye shapes, so I tried to include a different eye shape in this one. You see the eye shape isn't as high, so now this one is like maybe like sleepy or something. I then added the lashes. the bottom ones too. I use my kneaded eraser, and basically guys, we're just following the same process. I just wanted to show different examples. Then we used the blue, and we did even like maybe a bit like more vibrant blue. Then I usually use colored pencil to blend it out, like a similar color. And then like on the ends of the eyes, I make it darker and all that stuff. And then I do the eye lines and everything. And you do the same process for any eye color. So maybe you're trying to do an eye that's just black. All you have to do is black. But the thing about black eyes, they are always slightly a bit brown. So maybe a very dark shaded brown and then make the top black. Then I used a black pencil and I just darkened those spots. And I also started darkening the eye and the eyelashes. I also decided to do something different and use a brown marker so I could incorporate that they had brown hair. Then I used a black to shade it out. Then I started with a pencil again because I lost my gray. If you guys check out my YouTube shorts, you know I did a cleaning video because my art studio was so messy. Like I could lose things in an instant. Then I used the skin color, and I did a slightly darker color. The thing is, in my opinion, when you're an artist, you get so into drawing, like every time you just hop on, and sometimes you just forget to clean up. Because you're so in the zone, it doesn't even bother you. And you see, I went under the eyes, so it looks like the eyelashes are coming out of the eyes. You don't want to make them straight. You want them to have a slight curve, you know? For this, I did 3 colors. I used the green, and then I used like a brighter green. Then I used like a brownish green color. The thing is with alcohol markers, sometimes the color doesn't look exactly. Like once like the top has like, you know, a color that shows you what the color is. So once it was like purple, then I tried it out on the paper and it was like blue. Yeah, so always check your colors, make sure they're blendable, make sure you like them. I did the same process. I took a darker green and I made the eye lines, and I darkened the iris. I used my white Posca marker for a highlighter, and I did a slightly tan skin tone, and then I used a darker marker to blend it. For this one, I just did it the way, just to show you guys the gist of it, how I do it. I don't usually use the triangle method. It's way easier, but sometimes it's really easy. For this one, I use mostly just like, this is a bit more advanced. I used colored pencil. I was doing a hazel eye, then I used brown. This was kind of tricky, I'm not going to lie. This was my like second attempt because I was trying to figure out what I was working with. Then I took a light green, trust the process, and blue. I just love these type of eyes because they're just a bit of everything. It's amazing. And I took a dark green and I darkened spots. I was trying to blend it out, but I wasn't trying to make it dark. And I kept feeling like the green was looking a bit like teal, so I had to darken it. Then I didn't do an exactly straight line. I just did like more of scribbles lightly. Then I used my white pencil to blend it out. Never throw away white pencils because you think they're useless. They're always going to be useful. I use my gold gel pen to make lighter spots. Then I used a pink to shade the other areas. I just colored it in this color, and then I used a darker spot for the skin tone. Anyways, that's all for today, guys. Me out. Peace. Comment what other tutorials I should do next.